The chaos erupted when V.Y. Blake, HOA president, fled a flamingo floatai, pursued by a swarm of furious bees, her screams about bylaws drowned by the buzz. I watched from my deck, lemonade in hand, as she flailed across my lake, the one she'd claimed wasn't mine. It began with a sign, Yin and V.Y. Ted, staked by my dock where my granddad taught me to fish and my dog Rusty loved to cannonball. The sign declared my lake the West V.Y. HOA Recreation Zone. I stared, certain it was a prank, but it was real, driven into the dirt by strangers. I ripped it out, tossed it in my truck, and assumed it was an HOA flub. I was dead wrong. The next morning, inflatable squeaks woke me. Through my window, I saw V.Y. and her HOA posse lounging on floaties, blasting pop hits, grilling hot dogs. I stormed down in jeans and boots, shouting, "What are you doing on my lake?" V.Y. in a VY sore and HOA polo, didn't blink. "It's a community access point now," she said, while VYing papers. "Per charter, any water touching the greenbelt is shared." I demanded if she planned this. 2 weeks, she smirked. Asked if she consulted me. She replied, "Not necessary. You're a beneficiary." I laughed, not from humor, but to keep from exploding. Of my own lake? Her smile was pure condescension, as if she'd annexed my backyard with DVY right. I called the county. They called it a CIVYL matter. My deed, showing the lake spring fed, fence save for a drainage ditch, was dismissed as not their jurisdiction. That ditch, VY's lawyers argued, tied it to HOA covenants, claiming shared rights VY, a vague clause. I attended an HOA meeting armed with maps, photos, and a historian's book on county boundaries. They voted me down 5-1. "Let's not get territorial," VY chirped, ironic for someone who'd colonized my lake. The final straw was their Lake Day Bash DJ, food trucks, cornhole, 23 chairs on my dock, advertised in their newsletter with a clip art family by my lake. Rusty hid from a noise. My wife couldn't nap. Kids trampled my garden. Confronting VY, slather in sunscreen, mimosa in hand, she told me to embrace community spirit. That night, as drunken paddleboarders left and the DJ's speakers died, I sat by the dock with Rusty. A honeybee landed on my arm, buzzing, then flew off. I recalled a mess. Clara, a beekeeper who sold wildflower honey at the market. "Bees are perfect neighbors," she'd said. Quiet, hard-working, protective. The idea stung. I drove to Clara's, her porch alive with hives and mason jars. "You want to float beehives to scare off HOA swimmers?" she asked. I nodded. Sipping tea, she grinned. "Genius or nuts?" "I'm in." We built floating platforms, foam pallets, fishing weights, duct tape hives mounted high to stay dry. Clara assured me the bees would adapt. Territorial, but calm and less provoked. "Just keep folks from splashing," she warned. By week's end, 10 hives dotted the lake, a buzzing armada. I posted signs, "Wildlife Research Area, do not disturb." Legally, I was clean. Saturday, the HOA arrived, paddleboards, music, towels. VY strutted down, phone out, likely streaming. She froze, spotting the hives. Dipping a toe, she yelped as a bee buzzed past. A kayaker drifted too close. A swarm rose, not attacking, just warning. Panic ensued. VY tripped. A speaker sank, screams echoed. By noon, the lake was empty, chairs abandoned. I sipped lemonade, watching my bees enforce boundaries with quiet menace. Silence followed, but I knew VY wouldn't quit. A drone buzzed overhead, circling the hives, retreating to her house, her next move brewing. A hand-delivered HOA complaint arrived, calling my hives a hazard and aggression against recreation rights. It was toothless, no legal weight. Clara, prepared, had consulted beekeepers and a lawyer. Floating hives were legal, not weapons. She dubbed them pollinator habitats for wetland preservation. We reinforced platforms, added netting, and posted educational signs about native bees. It looked like a science project, not revenge. Then VY escalated. A county officer, flanked by her, investigated a wildlife hazard report. I showed him my deed, hive safety records, and footage of IVY and barbecue trespass, her claiming, "This is community property." He smiled, emailed the clip, and cleared me. "You've done more for the ecosystem than the HOA," he said. VY and ranted, citing codes, but he shut her down. "Unless bees are slingshot launched, you're fine," he told me. Add VY Singer to keep HOA off my lake. VY and's next salvo was a newsletter rant, accusing me of biohazards and selfish experiments. But neighbors pushed back. One said her kid feared the HOA's chaos, not bees. Another called VY and's legal war unfair. Greg, a reasonable HOA member, suggested letting the bees be. Then a surprise. High school science teachers requested to study the hives for an ecology unit. Their students, respectful, sketched from afar as Clara lectured. She donated honey for their fundraiser. VYN's fatal error came late one night. My cameras caught her and two board members, armed with a skimmer and trash can lid shield, sneaking to push a hive. The swarm erupted. VYN fell, splashing, screaming, knocking an ally into mud. The third fled. Deputy Sam arrived, watched the footage, and chuckled, "Bees outdo my security." He filed trespassing and tampering charges. VYN slunk home, soaked. Her midnight flop became legend, a leaked screenshot fueling memes. She called an emergency meeting, filed another county complaint, and petitioned against airborne livestock. My documentation deed, maps, sheriff's report crushed her claims. At a town hall, VY and slideshow, with doctored hive photos, framed me as a nature-weaponizing recluse. I countered with my deed, HOA bylaws, sheriff's report, and photos of students studying the hives. Holding Clara's honey, I said, "These dangerous bees made this. Teach kids to respect nature, not fear it." The reporter's article, "Bees, Model Citizens," praised us. Clara got orders. The school planned more VY sits. VY and Vanished no rants, no memos. Greg offered a permanent HOA hands-off clause for the lake. I agreed, attending a meeting to clarify my rights, threatening legal damages if pushed. The HOA voted to drop lake claims. VY resigned, a one-line notice ending her reign. Post-VY, the neighborhood exhaled. Neighbors smiled, paths quieted, Rusty romped. Clara's victory batch honey-sweetened our dockside chats. The hive sparked a pollination curriculum, conservation interest, and beekeeper queries. Naibal picnic zet petfun wa vina. The HOA, led by Greg, confirmed the lake's private status, YVY claims. VY sold her house, fleeing to a strict HOA community. Clara and I hosted to be day seeds, honey, pamphlets drawing kids, parents, even Greg, who donated for more hives. Standing by the lake, I saw a movement born of defiance, not grudge. At dusk, I fished from my dock, spotting a deflated flamingo floatai. I tipped my hat, grinning. My lake, bees, and peace were mine. If anyone tried again, my winged allies were ready. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this VY Deo with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next VY Deo.